Is this a 21 gun salute here?
No damn rock music tonight, man. Yeah, come on, guys. Come on. Seriously. Come on. How can this happen? What are you doing?
Did you not expect it to happen? Come on. I knew it was going to happen. It was either the Dodgers or Yankees, man.
The Yankees or the Mets.
Come
on, man. Seriously,
hey,
you cannot let this happen.
I keep saying it as a Giants fan, man. The more you the distance between the Giants and Dodgers gets bigger. The bigger the chasm.
Right. Yes.
The bigger the chasm, the more ownership has to get their head out of your their what.
Fire them.
They got to get fired.
Get out of here. Get out of here. I don't want your ilk. Get out of here. I'm done. I've had enough.
Oh, man. Okay.
I'm doing my best to keep. Dan, I'm biting my tongue, man, because.
Hey, I'll just tell you, this would have never happened had the Giants got somebody in there like a Ned Colletti, a Brian Sabian running the show, because they wouldn't lose to the Dodgers and be embarrassed like this. They would not get embarrassed. And what you got to do right now is take that $300 million that you were going to throw out to Yamamoto and that $700 million and you got to go out and sign 3 pitchers. You got to go out and sign Snell, Montgomery, and Imanaga.
You know what? Here's the thing. I thought about that.
And trade for Burns.
Oh, listen to this. So we got to rely on Farhan Zaidi, who's never signed a good free agent, who's never traded anybody, and we're going to have to rely on him to sign these guys and make trades at the same time? Jeez. Oh, man. Oh, my God. How does he do? Look, if it was any other GM, I would say, Dan, you're right on. But man,
he doesn't have it.
Do this.
If you heard me on the game tonight, 95-7, the game when it broke that the Giants were out of this, I told Mark Willard and FP Santangelo that this is not Farhan's fault in the sense that he's not made out for this. It's the ownership's fault for sticking with this guy. You hired a freaking engineer in a salesman's world. Yep. This is a salesman's world. You have to sell Yamamoto. I'm going to tell you the story a little later on tonight, and we may have Ned Colletti on tomorrow night. Pending on Ned's schedule. Spoke with Ned earlier today and tried to get him on for tonight, but he's just been on a long road trip and just got in, and so maybe tomorrow night works out. But, this is all at the feet of Farhan Zaidi, and I'm going to break it down for you. Let me call my Dodger buddy real quick, and I'm going to put myself on mute. I want to get a Dodgers perspective on this and see if he'll come in.
They spent $1 billion this offseason. $1 billion. $1 billion, man.
I'm going to mute myself. Go ahead.
Come on, man. How can this happen? Jeez, a moly, man. So now we got, like I said before, now we got to rely on Farhan to pull a rabbit out of his hat and try to get a free agent to sign with the damn Giants. Everyone's seen that the Giants are missing out. Why would they want to come here now? You're setting a precedent, just like my damn thumbnail. Look at all those damn guys who never showed up. Who would want to come here? Who would want to come here? Oh, I guarantee you Boris is on the phone with Farhan saying, ha, I got you now. What you know what I mean? I got you now. You're going to have to overpay my guy. Well, you could have had freaking Gosman at 5 years at $20 million, which would have been a damn, that's like a shopping the bargain bin. But now what do you got to do? Now you got to open that. Now you got to do exactly what you didn't want to do because you put yourself in this position. So now you're gonna watch. You're probably gonna have to get Snell 7 years and $200+ million. Now, don't get me wrong, Snell will probably be okay for a couple of years, but it's something that Farhan's not comfortable with doing, and he's never been able to do that. And at the same time, you're gonna have to throw all your prospects out there to try to make this team competitive for 2024, or you just say to hell with
it. Oh, baby. Well, it is it's a tough thing, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to bring in Sean Proctor in here, and he'll give us a take. And I'm going to give you my take on right now. Let me bring in Sean. Welcome, Sean.
What's up, fellas?
What's up, Sean?
I'm going to give you my take on why this is Farhan's fault and why he has to go and why the Giants will never be successful under Farhan Zaidi. You don't think free agents, when they're getting ready to sign with a team, they call buddies on that team and they talk and they ask them, what's it like? And guys that talk to Ross Stripling, Conforto, Haniger, they says, yeah, I was promised to start, but then I went into a slump and then they platooned me. Yeah, I was going to be the starting pitcher, but then they put me in the bullpen. You cannot trust what Farhan has done because he's used this over analytics, and now the players and their wives do not want to come. It's not because so much just the city. It's because of Farhan Zaidi, the way he's run this organization into the ground. And because he's run it into the ground, players talk. And I guarantee you, I heard FP Santangelo talking about this on 95.7 The Game. He explained it. He says, yeah, guys call and they ask you questions. They ask you all kinds of things, and they want to know. And players are going to be honest with one another because they're not going to say, oh, yeah, it's great. And then you get here and you're promised a starting spot in the everyday lineup, and then you're platooned. They don't want to come here. And it's because of Farhan. Has nothing to do with the city. You pay a guy enough money, they'll come, but they don't want to come to a team that has no direction. And this is at the feet of the owners for hiring a guy who is an engineer in a sales world. He couldn't sell his way out of, he couldn't sell, gosh,
legitimately, do you think it's him leading these meetings with these free agents?
I think he's in there, and I think he
because I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. You're either in sales or you're not. You're either a good person, a good personal communicator to other people and selling a product, which he needs to sell the Giants as a product, or you're not. And if you just look at him and you see his interactions with other people, you see his press conferences, he's so awkward.
Yes, he's very awkward. He's a social.
He's he's incredibly awkward, and I wouldn't buy shit from that guy. I just wouldn't.
Exactly. There's no way I would ever want to buy anything from that guy because he doesn't ooze any confidence. You know what FP shared? I wish I could get FP on the show. He shared this today. He said when he signed with the Giants that Ned Colletti and Brian Sabian, and Ned Colletti back in the day could not get a hold of, they didn't have digital stuff back then. The office was closed on the weekend at Candlestick. And so Ned Colletti and Brian Sabian hopped the fences and got into their offices to get onto the phone to get the number to FP's dad. FP gets home and says, hey, the Giants tried to reach you today. He said, the Giants? So he calls back, and then they sign him, and Brian Sabian tells him the richness of this organization is we want you, and we don't make mistakes. That's confidence. That's and then when FP was struggling in the season, early on in the season, he was batting in the 180s, he said, something like that. and he was kind of down. Sabian walked up to him, poked him in the chest, said, "I told you, we don't make mistakes," and walked away.
Love it. I
And
love it.
Yeah.
what did that do for FP? He goes, "Man, I belong."